What is freeGOD belief system? Where can I learn more? Okay, I get you want to know about freeGOD without having to read or watch a 4-hour video book. So I will do my best to shorten some of it up for you. I like for people to first realize that there are many religions in the world across time. Nearly none of them match up with each other, so it is hard to pick a consistent possibility. A possibility is the best we can hope for because we can say for 100% certainty that we don't have a physical God on earth that directs its wishes to us. Instead, through history, we have had men tell us what they think, maybe using their dreams, visions, or made-up stories, always lacking even the slightest bit of proof. In many cases, they have writings, and that often explain things to us from men that claim to have direct conversations with the divine, or even to claim themselves as divine. So, in those writings over time, we have the many religious belief systems we see today. The beliefs in some of the same faiths, like Christianity, can vary from church to church so much that neither believe the other believers will be successful in entering heaven. Most people use the faith of their parents to consider their particular path, but how do you know they chose the right one? Many religions vary so much, they all can't be right at the same time. So say you choose Christianity, pick the Bible for your particular belief, but choose wisely. For between the OG and the latest versions, there are near 500 different ones. In freeGOD, we see the process of the Big Bang playing a role in the creation of life, and not just the Earth. It is believed that those precious seeds of life of living cells that were able to survive their journey in space and anywhere they landed could try to survive, populate, evolve, and flourish. More times than not, it failed. But if conditions were favorably in the slightest, these first cells of life would be able to meet the challenges of that world. We know that this is a rare event, and it has been troubling to find any other places that it has taken hold, like Earth. The biggest question for us is, where else did life take hold? And if we can learn to safely travel between worlds, can we witness this event anywhere else? I believe in life on other planets. It's just a question on the intelligence of that life and what stage they are at. So freeGOD sees the process of those cells growing endlessly to what we have now on Earth as the unique miracle and only true example of magical-type powers. It does not see freeGOD as a power that wants or demands anything from you in your life and is not directing every moment in your life. It simply started the process that allows life to exist in the universe. That magical power has only happened once, and only life can bring forth new life. We, with all science, cannot create life. We can modify it greatly, but the miracle of creation only exists with one source. It is comforting to think that you represent an unbroken chain of life, giving birth to life from those first cells of life billions of years ago. Just think of the enormity of that thought. So we don't look to ask why, when events happen, good or bad, because life is what we make of it, and we have the choice of what we do with the life given to you. Could there be some type of life that we experience after death? We accept in freeGOD that this is a possibility. What that life would comprise of or feel like, we will never know till we get there. It's obviously not meant for us to know. In accepting that fact, freeGOD does not adhere to any required behaviors other than those we witness elsewhere in nature. We see how certain organisms conduct themselves in order to survive as a species. Nobody told them the rules. They know it by instinctual knowledge handed down in their genes. Those instincts are believed to be the true message from our Creator, and not what you do with your Sunday mornings. There will always be those that can't handle thinking of life on those terms because of centuries of misinformation that weakened your confidence in yourself and placed everything that happens in your life into the hands of others. You need to see the lives of these men and how they made the conscious choice to live a life of exploiting the fears they instilled in you to benefit them. I don't believe all faithful men are driven by such feelings, but the many of those at the top definitely do. Just look at the sheer admiration that some of these men achieve in that world leaders bow in their presence. We just fail to see the purposeful effort someone makes in their life to achieve this, because we blind ourselves and wrap those men in such high morals. So much so that even in light of obvious evil behaviors, we look at them with blind eyes just because of their roles and resist the thinking of their depravity and to only place them once again in position to harm others. Again, the belief in free God is a break from praying and living your life waiting for a response or assistance. You accept that you have free will in addition to free life. You must do what is necessary to make your life something that you enjoy, while not feeling obligated in supporting someone else that plays on fears they instilled in you. You are still going to cry out for God in despair, and when severely challenged, that is instinctual and hard to deny. You may wish to converse with free God just to feel better and help you reason yourself through troubling times, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. It will always be comforting to imagine speaking to the divine. You just understand that any sense of discussion you think you are having is within yourself thou. Nothing you come up with are the instructions of God to be placed on other people. Your dreams are not visions from God and meant for all future men to follow or use to claim what happens in the afterlife. The free God belief system is not supported by performing any daily rituals or observations. You don't need to support any organization in order to gain favor. You simply live a life that you feel is honorable, kind to others, and you are proud to live. You may make mistakes, but admit them and try to learn from them. In the end, we don't know exactly what it will be like, but we know and trust the process set forth by our creation. We always remain hopeful to be able to have some type of awareness in the afterlife, and why we say we hope to meet again. Until we are given true answers, that is the most we can do or hope for. If you wish to live a life of believing in more than that, that's fine, but we must stop the constant wars and man killing man over what you wish to be true. Let's stop the belief in an enormous amount of misinformation about our world, for the sake of you believing you are made in the image of a God and plan on being essentially made into a God in the afterlife. If you want to believe in religious texts, it should be fine, but history has shown us over many centuries that it's not. Hardline believers are always looking to shape the world and everyone in it to just their particular belief. They want their beliefs enforced by the government often, when left to run unchecked. When it comes to limiting those with aggressive agendas, the casual believers always get sucked into supporting actions they normally would never do. Look at the Christians in relation to World War II. A simple Google search will show you more than you have ever been told in your life. You look at how all that came about, and sadly you can see similarities to what is happening today. You have seen the exact same behaviors from the evangelicals raising up someone as possibly a divine warrior for their cause. The majority of churches immediately backing a strong man leader that is willing to feed their desires. You need only to look at our past in the simplest of searches to see the similarities. Look how, when feeling the support of such people in power, their most basic urges are reborn, and we start with things like the book burnings that can lead to future witch burnings if left unchecked. The thing is that I see the huge amount of good-hearted people just trying to live a good, kind life going to church. The problem lies in that the casual believers have a hard time keeping those with harmful intentions at bay. They wish to turn a blind eye till it is too late, like what the Christians went through after the Nazis. They always felt ashamed for supporting and even cheering them on initially, especially here in the USA. After the war, they tried and succeeded in distancing themselves from that horrible time, just like they don't want to talk about the Crusades. You see, there is danger in many religious beliefs, and unfortunately, history has a bad habit of repeating itself, especially with humans. So for our future children's sake, can we try to break the cycle of these beliefs that have caused so much death and harm to us all? You need only to open your eyes to see the reality and make the choice to follow a new light. Maybe it does not sparkle as much, but it's an honest light that you can feel good and proud to follow. It is a path that is not soaked in blood and does not give power to men with questionable motives and intentions. Most of all, it is a fair and honest faith that all men and women of every race are equal in creation. All the races, colors, and languages in this world are not a divine afterthought in a white man first belief system. We are all equal in creation. While that is a lot of it, you will still need to sit through the video to catch the details. I know what it was like looking for answers and not believing or understanding how any of the things that most people tend to believe could be real. You need to know you are not alone, and you don't need to live a godless life like an atheist if you don't want to. The thing is that free God can't answer some of the endgame questions, because nobody knows yet. You just need to find peace with what you believe, and hopefully the belief I found might help you as well.